All right, so welcome back to another episode of the 2021 MLB Draft Show. And tonight we are joined by Irv Carter. Irv is one of the better righties in the 2021 class and one of the better personalities too. Irv, welcome on, man.
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Awesome, man. Glad to have you here, Irv. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the craziness that was 2020. You had a really loud year. I mean, you started again in 2021 this past week, and we'll get to that. But just talk to me a little bit about how the year went and how everything went for you.
2020 was, crazy for all of us. It started out with us playing in our high school year, and everything was going good. And then, just mid-February leading into March, everything just shut down. And I mean, obviously it was very, very tough for, me, my teammates, and everyone around the world. But I just took it as myself and just to get ahead on certain things in my game. And, I was very, very fortunate to have the amount of time I did at my house. So it was all good.
Love it.
Hey, man, I want to jump right into it. I see you got a baseball in your hand. Why don't you introduce us? Hey, you have no idea how many people we've had on the show that didn't have a baseball in the house, and that's for a scout. That's
really?
Alarming. 3 college pitchers didn't have one baseball.
3 college pitchers. We had a college pitcher.
Yeah.
We had a college pitcher who had to go get one from his neighbor, which I thought was interesting. But anyways, man, you got the ball. Why don't you kind of show us who you are as a pitcher? Show us what you throw and show us those grips.
Cool, man. Yeah. So I'm a power guy on the mound. I love my four seam, so this is my traditional four seam grip right here. I've been throwing this, since, I picked up a baseball. And then I have my two seam right here. So I try to go along the seams of it. And my mentality is just pulling down as hard as I can on the seams. And, for me, it has good run. It's funny too with my changeup. I've always thrown the traditional four seam. I've always thrown this, but in the last 2 weeks, I actually changed my grip for the two seam grip, and I mean, it's just had a ton of more run on it. I mean, I just feel a lot smoother, a lot cleaner throwing the pitch for strikes, way more. So now I'm doing the two seam grip, and I mean, for me, it's amazing now for me. This is my slider that I've been throwing a lot. My slider is right here, and I mean, I love his pitch to death. I mean, I can throw it in any count, and I mean, I love it a lot. And then the new pitch that I developed in the offseason was my 12-6 curveball. So I throw it right here, and just I just really just try to emphasize it in my mind to go 12-6 on it, and it's been really, really good for me. So that's my arsenal for you guys.
Dig it.
Yeah, the power curve recently, saying it's a brand new pitch. I think you were hitting low 80s with it this past week in Vero, and it looked really devastating. You were mixing it in with the slider and the curve pretty frequently, and both of them really had nice shape and looked devastating. So the secondaries, it looked like it came a long way this year. So that was really exciting to see. Absolutely, man. The curveball especially. So, and you're saying it's brand new, and it looked really good. So that was really exciting to see for sure. So just talk to me a little bit now. Your Cavalry's got a real chance to have a really good year this year. So just talk to me about your squad and what you guys can do as a team this year going forward.
I love this team, man. I mean, it's probably one of the most talented teams I've ever been a part of. I mean, first with the my backstop comes first. So Renee Lafters, who's committed to Florida. I mean, he's just a unit behind the play. I mean, he's 6'4", big kid, hits bombs, has a hose behind the disc. So I mean, that's my guy, and I mean, I love him behind the plate, and I mean, I have just all my trust in him. We got a couple of new arms. We got a new kid named Anthony Concepcion, who's just a great arm. We got another kid named Nick Anello, who went to the U with me. We got a transfer in our shortstop, Alex Ayala, who is, I mean, in my mind, one of the best shortstops in the country. I mean, just a great bat, very, very fast, really, really twitchy, has great hands. I mean, obviously we got Andy Painter with me 1 and 2, so I mean, it's just a show, it's a ton of fun. I mean, just our entire team as a whole staff is just a great group of guys. And we have a new head coach in Gil Morales, who has just done an incredible job of just forming just this great friendship, and just we just have a lot of great guys on the team. So it should be a fun year for us for sure.
Love that, man. Love to hear that.
Yeah, Irv, you've been a fixture in the 2021 class for a long time. I mean, people have known Irv Carter for a few years now. For those that kind of study this sort of thing, I want to know in all of that time, has a scout ever kind of thrown a comparison at you, like who Irv Carter is or who Irv Carter will be as a pro?
I've seen three. I've seen three. One of them I've seen Obodo Jimenez, who pitched for the Rockies. I've seen
That's a
one of
unique
those.
one.
Yeah,
It is.
that's
It
out of
is.
left field for sure. Like
It
somebody took
is.
the
It
time on
is.
that.
It is, right? Another one was Stroman for sure. Was Stroman, and then what was my other comp? I just saw it the other day. I think Tyron Walker, I believe, was like another comp,
Oh,
but yeah, those three just come in my mind very, very fast. So yeah.
Okay.
I like the Jimenez comp. That's not a guy that gets
Absolutely.
thrown around, but that was a really good arm for a
That's
long
a that
time.
that's a sleeper arm right there. I mean, in his prime, he was a stud. He was a
Oh
stud. I
yeah.
mean, throwing
And
gas,
he's throwing in Colorado, which is the worst park to throw in the league. So
right?
putting up numbers.
That says something
But
right
Sir.
there for sure. That says something for
absolutely.
sure.
Well, I want to talk about your Bulldog mentality on the mound. Obviously, your stuff's fantastic and you can strike guys out with anything, but I think your demeanor on the mound and your ability to just repeat and just show your physicality on the mound stands out. Is that something you really look forward to have a big part of your game when you're in there on the mound?
100%, man. I mean, I think a lot of my Bulldog mentality and just my demeanor on the mound. I mean, it just comes from my training. I mean, just I've just been trained from a young age. Just to always give my all in the game and to have fun and it's fine to I mean get pumped up and really just show yourself on the mound. So I mean, I really just give that to my training for all these years, for sure.
Love it, man.
Love that. All right, so let's jump back into kind of the next steps. So you probably, with your reputation, you probably were inundated with Zoom calls from MLB scouts in December and January. In all those calls, what was the most unique question that you think you got?
The most unique question was, I got a ton of them. I mean, it was just a lot, but I think the most unique one was, I think two teams asked me, do you what was it? It was, do you love winning or do you hate losing? And for me, I'm just like, wow. I mean, because I love to win. I mean, winning is the best thing in the world to me. But I really, 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 really hate to lose. Like I hate
That's
to
a tough
lose.
question.
So for me, I was like, man, like can I pick? Can I just get both, please? Because I mean, it's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick one. So that was probably the toughest one for sure.
I think that's an acceptable answer for sure to take both on that. Like you mentioned before, you're committed to the U. You got a really exciting class going forward to Miami. And just talk to me a little bit about that commitment, what it means to you to be committed to a prestigious baseball school like that. I mean, prestigious school in general, but for baseball especially, they've put out some extremely big names over the years. And now
Yeah.
you can be possibly one of those names if you don't end up in the draft, which we're all expecting you to be.
I mean, for me, it means everything, man. Because from just growing up in South Florida, I mean, just as a little kid, you just always wanted to play for the Canes. I mean, always, always, always. And when the chance came to me, to be committed to that school, for me, it was like, hey, this is my dream school. I want to go to anywhere else. I want to be a Cane, and that was it. So I mean, I just really, really thank God for that blessing, and I mean, I'm just very, very proud and blessed to be at my dream school because I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world.
You made it happen.
Well,
Yes, sir.
I won't ask what your dream team is because I know that you don't have a lot of say in that, but maybe what's something out of a big league club that you want to see as like a quality about them, whether that be in development or culture? Is there something that you're kind of looking for in your next home?
Yeah, I'm a big culture guy, and I'm a big family guy as well. I mean, just because on my travel team, since I was the age of 13, I've always played on elite squad, and the biggest thing that I took away from that, I mean, it was just a great coaching staff every single year, and it was a family team. I mean, my best friends have been on each team each year, you know. So for me, it's just really just getting a great family feel and just, you know, just going out every day with your guys for war. So, you know what I mean, that would be probably the biggest thing that I would look for sure.
Great
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
You seem like you've got really good perspective, like just really good self-awareness.
Appreciate it. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
We got about, say, 5 months now to the draft, a little less than 5 months. What's one thing that Irv Carter can do better? What's one thing you're working on to be better at going into this draft?
One thing is, you know, just attacking the zone more, man. Attacking the zone. I mean, I feel that, you know, once I attack the zone more, my fastball, then my break and stuff will play even more, you know. So I mean, I just have to go into games and just really just attack, and you know, and to show that Bulldog demeanor every time I'm on the mound and show my stuff.
I love it, man. Well, hey, I've got one more question for you, and it is baseball related.
Cool.
I think it's going to be a good opportunity for you to vent a little bit. That little one-on-one that you had with Ian Mauler.
I knew it.
He's like, they're not going to ask me.
That little one-on-one with Ian. All right, man. So here's the question. Here's the question. Out of 10 times, how many times is Ian going to get you?
Okay. It's so funny you brought this up because I was just talking because we have a group chat with Ian and Chris Moore, Chris Little, Ryan Spikes, and Ian, Danny, and you know, I mean, before this, I was like, hey, how much you guys want to bet? They asked me this question about Ian. like it's the funniest thing because I mean, just everyone wants to know. But I think between me and him, if you give me 10 at bats versus him, and I mean, he's very, very talented himself. I'm gonna say I get Ian 6 times. I'm gonna say I get him 6 times.
You're gonna let him bat 400 against you?
You see, he's my boy. So look, right? If I'm saying 10 times, I face him. You know what? I'm going 8 times. I'm sorry, Ian. I'm going 8. I'm going 8. I was trying to be nice to him, but 8. But
I want to hear the confidence.
I was gonna say, I thought you really hate losing, bro.
No.
Hate losing.
That's my boy. Yeah. I'll go 8 times. I'll go 8 for sure.
All right, man.
That's my answer.
Well,
I'll go 8.
I think that is a good way to end it. Ian, you got anything else, man?
No, I mean, I think that's good. I was going to dabble in, see if you had any thoughts on like the data side of things going forward with baseball. I was standing behind the track man the other day in Vero, and I think your spin rates and your fastball were up to almost 2,700. So that's something that's going to stand out for pro teams.
It was 27?
I believe, yeah. I haven't written down. I can look it up. 26, I knew it for sure. So that's going to stand out for pro teams, and that's something. Is that something that you are noticing going forward? Something you work on? You work on your episode reports, either to study them or at least know what you're looking at. Yeah,
for sure, man. I mean, I would say that side of the game. I mean, I'm just really excited to really just take my thoughts on that side of the game because I mean, it's just a great thing to be at Calvary because we actually just installed what's it called? Yak Attack?
Yacker?
Yak Attack.
Yeah. Okay. So I just do my bullpen on that, I would say, last week. And I mean, just the info that it gave back to you, each pitch on just the spin rates. I mean, just everything about it was just really, really just a mind blown for me, you know. So I just really just can't wait to, you know, just to dive in on that side of the game, man, because it's just a great thing to have.
Love it, yeah.
That's a good answer. Yeah, I mean the data is really loud.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice. It's getting louder too. It's even bigger than it was in June and July, man. So
it's a big tool.
Well, hey,
it's a big tool.
We're watching, man. Everyone's watching. I think your performance this past week kind of made your profile re-explode, if that was even possible. But we're rooting for you. This has been an awesome interview. You're super engaging, and can't wait to see where you go next July. And if you end up at the University of Miami, man, we'll be rooting.
I appreciate that a ton, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
All right,
yes, sir.
Really, bro. Appreciate it, man.